Good afternoon, everybody. For those of you standing in the back, come have a seat. There are plenty of seats around here. We are ready to start the next session. Thank you for joining us this afternoon, where we're going to look into the development and innovations from Danish companies from around the value chain in Denmark. My name is Maja Østergaard, and I am Head of Partnerships at State of Green. State of Green is a public-private partnership tasked with fostering relations between international decision makers and Danish solution providers. So for the session today, we're going to hear from Danfoss, we're going to hear from the Danish Technological Institute, we're going to hear from KK Wind Solution, we're going to hear from Niras, and at the final end, we're going to hear from Ramboll. And the companies are going to present one by one their solutions and their, their insights into the hydrogen industry. So I'm going to welcome the first speaker from Danfoss. Please give him a hand.
Good afternoon, everyone. And first of all, thanks for hosting such a nice event, and all of us. My name is Shekhar Kubal. I am from Danfoss. I am heading Electrification Business Unit. Quick introduction about the Danfoss in a glance for those who don't know about us. More than 40,000 people working in Danfoss. Sales spread in 100+ countries. 100 factories across 20 countries. For 3 business segments: climate solutions, something to do from heating, cooling, right from our homes all the way to the district. Power solutions, all to do with on-highway, off-highway transportation, getting hybrid and electric. And I belong to Danfoss Power Electronics and Drives. With that said, hydrogen. Hydrogen has become a buzzword, right? And the electrolysis capacity is accelerating. Just to give the perspective, from 2030 to 2050, the acceleration is just 10 times. What does that mean? That means that we need huge amount of electricity to produce hydrogen. Make it a bit more clear, in 2050, the amount of electricity needed will be almost half of the energy or electricity demand now. That's huge, right? And that comes with a huge responsibility for all of us. So Danfoss has taken this step further, and we have created a white paper, and we have published it. It's all about that. It's all about a critical balancing act. It's a set of simple principles, making this topic a bit more easier, because today participating in this event, people are curious, people are having questions, also having some perceptions. Is it difficult? Is it complex? Is it happening? Yes, it is happening. And this is what it is all about. The first thing, the most important, is to electrify all the applications, processes, machines, what you can. Of course, everything you cannot. There are some exceptions. And then energy efficiency plays a huge role in all aspects. And we come from energy efficiency. So that means also energy efficiency of while producing the hydrogen of the electrolysis system. And then the last, very sensible use of hydrogen. So let's not try to use it everywhere, but use it where it really makes sense. For example, not everything we can electrify today, make it electric, right? And then decarbonize it using renewable. So there are those sectors like heavy industry, cement, steel, for example, which needs high temperature furnaces. The fully electric high temperature furnaces are still far away, even though the work is going on. Long haul transportation, the amount of energy needed is huge. And there hydrogen come handy to be used. Using hydrogen to, for example, create alternative fuels can decarbonize these areas. Just the food sector, it can help as well without disrupting the traditional ways of doing agriculture. So it means that the technology is existing, it is available today, and if we consider all that aspects, we can get going and we don't have to wait. And this is what this white paper is all about. There are many copies available. If you are interested, please come on Denmark Pavilion and you can get it. Danfoss has a lot to offer products and solutions, right from power converters, energy saving with AC drives, high pressure pumps, oil-free compressors to make accurate control sensors and valves, and not last but least, the heat exchangers to make sure that the heat losses, which are quite huge, take away and reuse it. This is just example of power conversion. It's a key element because we are talking about a lot of power conversion from AC to DC. Here is example of 5 megawatt of solution ready to scale up when we talk about gigawatt scaling. It brings you the power density, higher efficiency. It is flexible and modular, so you can have air-cooled, liquid-cooled versions, what you need, both in outdoor and indoor use. Cleaner the DC, better the efficiency of the whole electrolysis system, right? And last but not least, whenever we are using intelligence anywhere, we are quite much secured about the data security. So it is compliant as per the cyber security. No need of using any additional harmonic compensations or StatComs because it is all inbuilt. We have been building this based on the demonstrators' experience so far we have built. We have now gained the experience quite near to 100 megawatt and few hundred megawatts of the projects which are ongoing where we have orders and they are getting executed. So it comes from the experience. And then when we talk about energy efficiency, there are AC drives because there are lots of motors used in pumps, fans, and compressors. So AC drives portfolio where we are a leading company. Also the high pressure pumps and compressors because pressure is another key element to be hydrogen to be used. You need to maintain under pressure and pressure needs energy. To control valves and sensors, heat exchangers. So you have all around products and solutions are available for us to contribute to get going into this decarbonizing journey. That's all I have from Danfoss. Thanks a lot for listening.
Thank you.
Good evening also from my side. My name is Gunnar Rode and I'm working as an R&D specialist at the Danish Technological Institute, which is Denmark's largest RTO. And today I want to motivate a bit that people can use the intrinsic flexibility inside large electrolyzer systems a bit more optimal. And at the Danish Technological Institute, we have a large focus, 3 large focus areas, which is food, energy, and materials to tackle the current challenges in the world. And at the interface of these 3 focus areas, there is a lot of these parts, the interesting challenges in the Power-to-X value chain. And in practice, we are at the Institute working very much abroad the whole value chain, starting from material synthesis, surface treatments, up to the level of complete system integration and control, where I'm working at. And one of the things I'm today are very much challenged by is how do we get the large electrolyzer systems for water electrolyzers connected to the grid? especially in areas with where these large systems actually make up a large share of the electricity consumption. And to actually bring it down very much on the visual scale is that actually we need to integrate the electrolyzer systems with the sufficient flexibility in terms of their electrical capacity on the grid, so that they can balance between the volatile electricity supply side and the dynamics from the demand side on the other side. So, and how do we address this? Well, one of the major parts of the intrinsic flexibility that you have is actually that when you build large-scale systems, you, for practical reasons, you typically do not have one single large stack. You have several stacks that you need to integrate to operate together as a whole system. And with several stacks, there are also coming several pumps and valves and other balance of plant components. And therefore, we are looking into having a generic approach to what is called a electrolyzer stack or stack array management systems, where we actually can help coming from your electrolyzer technology to find the right stack array configuration system design for a certain application. And then there is the stack management system platform, which takes all the monitoring parameters for the individual components, fill it into a single system where we do all the diagnosis to get rid of what is the actual state of operation, state of safety, state of performance of the overall system. And then with a single control signal from a centralized energy management systems, we can actually send individual control signals further down the line to the individual components and find out how do the individual stacks, pumps and valves need to behave and need to be controlled so that their state is safe, but the system as a whole fulfills all the requirements that you might have. And with this approach, I think we are very good to delivering the technology for a better future. And I hope you can also look a bit deeper into your systems to find a bit of this intrinsic flexibility. And if not, then you are welcome to come by the Danish pavilion and talk about how we can get a bit more out of the flexibility within your systems. And that is what it was from me. So.
Thank you. Our next speaker is from KK Wind Solution. Take it away.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Brian Dauberg Nielsen. I work for KK Wind Solutions. And we are perhaps the best kept secret within the wind business. And we might be also a very good secret within the green hydrogen. We started in wind 40 years ago. We are a per trademark electronic company that are specialized in power conversion, control systems, monitoring, prognostics, and energy management system. And what you see here is a suite of products that is coming from the wind. And 4 years ago, we started to look into, okay, if KK should go into something else, still being renewable, what should we then go into? Well, the Power-to-X industry seems like a very good choice. And what we're doing is that we are taking all these suites of products, capabilities, and applying that into the green hydrogen. We are, 40 years old, plus 3,000 employees, owned by A.P. Møller. What we're doing within the green hydrogen is electrolyzer power supply system. And what really characterizes KK as a company is the ability to find a customized solution for you as a customer. What this is really about is the, you can say, the rectifier. That's part of the heart. And then we also designing or specifying the transformers. We can host the switchgear. We also have process control and internal cooling of the power supply unit. And what you find down there is a draft solution of a skid where we combine everything in a modular setup. And the really trick here, the really sweet spot, is to define what is the grid requirements and trying to match that up against the electrolyzer stack, with being the megawatt rating and the voltage, which are key components when we look into the design. KK solutions here at a glance, 3 megawatt modules, so we can go from 3 megawatt up to 12 megawatt. We can go in from 300 voltage to 1500 voltage. So it's a very modular setup we have built up here for the business. We also have an optional DC-DC conversion. And then you can say one of the things that we are really moving into right now is looking at outdoor solutions. How can we really fit this to help green hydrogen production? We also have capabilities within grid simulations where we can do 4 through simulations in our lab here in Germany. Looking into how to apply the solution for larger, that we are looking at larger setup within green hydrogen, 100 megawatt, 500 megawatt. Then what we're starting to see here is a multiple megawatt layout where we can do 4 subsystems at this time, up to 12 megawatt. Yeah, and like Nias, we are located down at the Danish pavilion. So if you want to know more about KK and power supply systems, well, you can come and talk to us, and we can find a customized solution for you. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker on the stage is from Niras.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Henrik Nybo-Lomholt, and I work at Niras as a project manager and market developer within our green fuels department. I'm very pleased to be here today and give you a short pitch to who Niras is and what our colleagues are working on. As a short introduction, I would like to state that Niras is headquartered in Denmark. We have strong roots in Northern Europe, but also a global presence. We currently have approximately 61 offices in 35 countries and employ more than 3,000 colleagues around the globe who are active, working on more than 7,000 projects and 1,000 greenfields and CAPEX expansion projects across 75 countries globally. Niras is a classic EPCM consultancy who are engaged in all sectors, from process industry, where the green fuels department is located. We also cover all fields such as energy, buildings, environment, water and infrastructure, and I'm happy to work as a project manager where I tailor teams for different types of projects aiming at the green fuel sector. And today I will give you some examples on the services that Niras provide within the green hydrogen sector. We do all types of advisory services, such as being owner's engineer. We do environmental risk assessment, permitting, water treatment. We do many feasibility studies or design development from feasibility to conceptual and design, basic design. We have colleagues who are engaged with supply chain and logistics. We do technology assessments, balance and plant, complete site and civil services, and include local planning, integration for district heating, water, and electricity supply. On this slide, I will give you just a glimpse on some of the interesting projects that our colleagues are working on. Unfortunately, I cannot go through all of them, but I would invite you to come down at the Danish pavilion, and I would love to give you a detailed description to some of these projects. I can say that we work both from megawatt scale to gigawatt scale projects, doing hydrogen filling stations, designing hydrogen storage, hydrogen caverns, But the project that I would like to focus on today would be one of our projects that we do in the southern part of Jutland, nearby Germany, where we do a water supply project for some of the gigawatt scale Power-to-X projects in Denmark. And as we all are aware of, green hydrogen, there can be no green hydrogen without green electrons and renewable energy, but there cannot be any green hydrogen without sustainable water supply. And in this project, we aim at helping the local utility company in Esbjerg, Din Forsyning, to investigate how they can deliver water for these gigascale Power-to-X plants. These plants will consume roughly 2.6 million cubic meters of ultra-pure water annually, and we have been engaged in helping Din Forsyning in investigating how wastewater and groundwater can technically and economically be upgraded and used as a base for supplying water for these Power-to-X plants. I have many other information that I would like to share regarding these interesting projects, but I would invite you to get in touch with all of us. Come visit the Danish Pavilion, and let's continue our dialogue. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Last speaker of the day from Rambo.
Thank you, Henrik. Thank you, Maja. My name is Eva Ravn Nielsen. I'm located in Copenhagen in Rambo's headquarters, and I'm a global advisor for hydrogen and Power-to-X. I've been working with hydrogen technologies for 14 years now, and this is my background for sharing some of my knowledge with you on what Rambo can do for you to unlock your Power-to-X potential with us as your partner. I speak on behalf of Rambo, but also I have some messages for one of our clients, Ørsted, who is also part of the pavilion, but chose to have Rambo giving the messages on behalf of them. We are a global engineering consultancy company. We do very much the same consultancy services as others, but we are truly global and have 18,000 colleagues worldwide in 35 countries. We are covering almost all engineering disciplines. So anything you would like advice on consultancy, help on, usually we can find an expert internally. We have local presence that can help with environmental impact assessment, with permitting, with local civil work. And then we can also tap in with our global experts for the various topics. This is very important in this very cross-disciplinary topic that we deal with here with hydrogen and e-fuel production and offtake. We have made 200 projects and studies within the last 3 or 4 years. We can do the topic you asked for. We can help you with almost all challenges. If you ask for the impossible, then we need to gather the best team, and we do that across borders. If you ask for a miracle, that will take us a bit longer time, and maybe we cannot do it by our own. I will get back to that. We were established in 1945, and we are owned by an independent foundation, which means we don't answer to anyone but the independent foundation and then the society. Our mission is to create sustainable societies where people and nature flourish. And that goes through every work we do. We are truly into sustainability. We can be the partner throughout projects. This is an example on engineering project. We go in from the very early stage, if you allow us, from the idea generation, market analysis, supply chain sourcing of CO2, of water, of power, stakeholder engagement, making sure that wherever you then pick your site for a production, that the local community also supports you. It's the right place to do this. Advice on regulatory framework, especially Europe and US, we have really well-equipped consultants for guiding you. We do engineering design, we do contract strategy, purchase strategy, we help you with technology, selection, review, and also the whole market dialogue and purchasing, we can help you. Planning, construction, and the whole environmental part of these projects. And if you are an off-taker, we can do similar, say what is the market, what is the supply, what can you count on. I will show you very briefly 4 of our largest projects that covers from SAF production, that is sustainable aviation fuel, where we are looking into the safety. And this is in Denmark. They are finalizing the feed process, Arcadia e-fuels, within the next 3 months. We have a 200 megawatt e-methane project in Finland for Kobu Energia and Prime Capital. There we are almost the technical department of these project developers. We cover all the aspects I mentioned already, water sourcing, water solutions, and whenever there is a challenge, they say, but Rambøll, what about this? And we are pleased that we are able to find that expert that can advise on a specific issue. Together with us, that we are doing 70 megawatt e-methanol project, flagship 1. I presented it on this stage 1 year ago, just before there was the groundbreaking event, and they are progressing. We are doing ad hoc work as technical advisors, civil work, layouts, as some of you have seen already. And in Denmark, 20 megawatt hydrogen production, where we also are doing safety and feed and a lot of how piping are connecting the various parts of the equipment. And this is where we come to the miracles, where we cannot do it alone, Ørsted cannot do it alone. For the business case to be positive in many of these projects, we need not only power, water, location, and perhaps CO2. We need not only a site and the permits. Infrastructure, yes, we need that. But we also need the offtake. We need to be competitive with the solutions that are existing today when we come with the new solutions. So there is today, from a policy makers' point of view, very much focus on, that's the traditional way of doing it, how we have some supply, and then when we have supply and support that, then the demand will follow. Now, in this new topic, there is a need for doing the opposite, to create the demand. Because when there is a demand, then there is a business case. Then we can afford the infrastructure, and then the investment comes easily to the production. There are various ways that we can support or make a better demand, making that easier. A lot of regulation and regulatory frameworks are in place on an international level. EU have made good policies, but we need those to be implemented on a national level. That should go faster than we see it now. Subsidies are needed to bridge the gap between the renewable solutions and the fossil fuels that are in place today. One thing that we can help with minimizing uncertainty is to calculate various scenarios and some sensitivity analysis. Techno-economic modeling is a really strong tool that we are offering you in the early stages of your project. We have a model where we can help you put in various concepts that you want to compare, come out with all the costs, key numbers, and the last figure you have here, you show some of the uncertainty there is. This is the difference between concept 1 and 2, 2 and 3, perhaps not, but there is a clear difference between concept 1 and 3 that I show you here. You're welcome to come and visit us at the booth. We are 8 people from Ramble here today and tomorrow. Some of us will even be here on Wednesday. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Eva. Right, we've given you a bit of a teaser as to what you can and who you can meet down at the Danish Pavilion. So I'll just echo all the companies up here and kindly ask you to come down and visit us and continue the good dialogue. And thank you so much for stopping by today and listening in. And I hope you have a very nice exhibition and conference. Thank you.